10K for a sweet, then I don't want to hear no chat about numbers. You and my youngers, all blacked out like grungers.
How we going? Look at this. Episode 10. We're in the car. Tim, I'll bring you on right now so we can talk about that. Nothing really interesting. I haven't gone homeless or anything. We just stayed at a friend's house last night. And I'm not gonna take the spare room and record a Kirk Minahan Show podcast. So I've parked in front of a church. So I thought that'd be suitable, given the range of topics. But so we've got a guest on today. There's no editing that happens here now. So we're done with that, right? So we're gonna make sure that, the last guest we had on, there was a lot of racial slurs, a lot of homophobic stuff. Have you prepped our guest by any chance? Just curiously.
Let's bring him in and we'll have a little chat.
Okay, because there's rumors. There's been rumors.
Yeah. I think okay. Let's bring him in.
There's been rumors.
What's going on?
What's going on, boys? How we doing? It was one time in one game, and it was well deserved. What's going on, boys? Happy to be here. Nice to talk to you guys formally, only through DMs and tweets till now.
Yes. I've still never seen Tim's face.
You know what it is today? It's Australia Day, right?
It is.
So
it's a big day.
We should be wishing you Happy Australia Day.
Oh,
Happy
there you go.
Day, yeah, it's one of those
Happy
ones that's
holidays.
it's like Merry Christmas. It started getting to a point where you're not allowed to say Australia Day because it's got like racist connotations. But now we're bringing it back, baby. We're bringing it back.
which is a good segue to what we were just talking about, Cinema. The last episode we had Ron on, and he thought it was quite funny to slur about once every 10 minutes. And Menas now refuses to edit any of our shows. He refuses to bleep out anything. So our request is, if you could kind of, because I say out, it's my request because Jackson does absolutely fuck all for the show behind the scenes. So I have to edit all the slurs out. So if you could kind of keep it to like maybe 3 or 4 slurs, then it doesn't take me too long to edit those out.
I think I can handle that.
All right, cheers, mate.
That's awesome that Beanbag did that, though.
Yeah, and he was so happy about it as well. He said one of the things he wanted to do is come in and say some terrible things.
He was reciting some stories, I think.
Say what?
I thought he was just reciting some stories, I think. I don't think that was what he would say. He would never say stuff like that.
No. Yeah, all right. So what happens? Give us a little insight into Australia Day. What happens? What do you do? Just get pissed up?
Yeah. We'll get hammered. We'll listen to some music. Put some sausages on the barbie. That's about it, really.
That's a perfect day.
Yeah, I know. But it's gonna be fucking like in Fahrenheit. It's gonna be like 110. It's gonna be really
What
hot.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's gonna be hot as shit.
And that's just blitzer and heat, right? That there's no humidity, right?
No, it's really dry out this way, so it's
Yeah.
just heat. But yeah, wish me luck. That's even. I left the missus before, and she goes, "I fucking hope you burn in that car because it's gonna get hot in here soon." It's only 8 o'clock in the morning, but it's gonna kick off.
What time is it? 8?
Yeah, 8. Well, 10 past 8 in the morning.
What?
Monday morning.
This is what you'd have for breakfast, you fucking dog cunts. A fucking VB long neck at 20 to 8 in the fucking morning. Get that up, yeah.
I know I'm late, and you called me a pussy for not drinking already. I got my cafe coffee.
You did.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah. What are we drinking?
That's actually a margarita. That's a margarita. Me and my girl started early this morning. We went to a breakfast place down the street, serves mimosas and shit. So we got a couple tequila sunrise mimosas right at like 10:30 a.m. Been just keeping it going since.
Lovely stuff. Oh, that's one of my questions, actually. It was going to be, it's not really a question, but your missus is quite fit.
Oh, yeah, thank you. The Minifans are a fan of her. Every time I go in, she goes to the live shows with me. She's very popular.
Oh, really?
She's a lot like me. She's a Spitfire, and she's very loud, so she fits in perfectly with the Minifans.
I watched you did a show. Was it like horror films?
Yeah. She did. A guy, Mike Flanagan. He's done about 5 series on Netflix, and he's done about 5 movies as well. We did that together for like a Halloween kind of episode.
That's brave, bringing your missus on a. In fact, Jackson, is your missus going to come on?
I don't know. I'm uncomfortable now talking about it. But she turned on some of the last one, and it was, what are you talking about? So, you know.
Is she right? Just talking about her dildos and stuff.
I don't know. I don't know.
Probably. It'll be fine.
We'll cross it bridge when we get there, I guess. Yeah. Maybe rumors were true, Tim. You know, I cop a backhand or two. You know, gotta get put in my place sometimes. No, she's all right, but I can't remember what there was. There was something in the last one where she was like, "What the fuck have you been talking about?" I'm like, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Went off topic.
I had a question. So John from Scranton asked Menace this yesterday or the day before. Have you ever tried to suck your own penis?
Yeah,
I think everybody tries to when they're like 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Once you start figuring out what the thing does, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, how creative can I really get here? It's spicing things up.
But I've heard it's not. It doesn't really feel much like getting your dick sucked. It feels more like sucking your own dick.
I would
That's
imagine
more. Yeah. So. But
30-year-old me imagines so. I'm not still trying, but in hindsight.
Start doing some sit-ups. I've never tasted my own cum though. I don't know.
Oh, actually, yeah, that was a Blind Mike thing once, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That
Not
one I
even by
can't
accident.
stand on. Was it?
Like that's been like a little bit of like offshoot. Everyone has, right?
Well, you like get a little on your hand, and you just lick it.
No.
Well, like all over the all over the
you saying
direction.
you shot in your mouth. Oh
No, I mean like if you like
I thought that's
standing on a bed and then like you accidentally, I don't know, you like get a bit on your hand and then you like, I don't know, you bite your nails or something.
So,
Like, it's happened to us all. Yeah, I get a bit anxious when I'm
after you come, yeah.
You bite your nails or something. Yeah, sure. Hey, but to each their own. You bite those nails all the time you need to, buddy.
Listen, we need to change this topic. Jackson has asked me to start this show with a particular clip, and we've been 3 weeks since our last show.
Yeah.
So he's been banging on at me to get this clip shown. So I've got to do it.
I like not the guy, Jamie guy. He's fine. I actually like the other Australian guy.
Jackson.
Yes, I like him. He's got a little spirit. He's got a little spunk. I like him. I like that show.
The Unrelated Show or the Aussie Minifan Show?
The Aussie Minifan Show. I've never seen the Unrelated Show. The Unrelated Show is just the two of them?
No, it's Jackson and the English guy, Tim Smith.
People hate him, right?
Oh, yeah. Pom's English people are annoying. And
That's okay. I don't mind that.
Nice
You're
little
an asshole.
spotlight.
You really set me up there, huh? I was expecting something. Did that hurt when he said about the Unrelated Show?
No, I don't give a shit. I do think it's funny that he's. I think our show is the only show that Kirk's never openly admitted to listening to because it's so bad.
So
Every other show,
that
always says like, "I've checked it out."
So he's watched it. Is that what you're saying? The way you worded that.
Oh, well, I don't know. You might have watched 2 minutes and gone, "Fuck this!" Like this is ridiculous.
I think the more you guys do too, the more likely the chances are of him checking it out. Because you guys have only done 10 episodes, right? 11, 12?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, once you guys had Beanbag on, you've had a couple of other guests on. I feel like if you guys bang out a few more, then he's going to be more. And he already said that he listened to the Australian show. So I feel like Kirk will definitely check this one out sooner than later.
He's a big Minutes fan. Yeah, no, he loves Minutes.
He loves Jackson. No, he loves you, apparently.
Anyway.
Twice now I've been referred to as Australian, though, which is a bit annoying.
I do like that.
Nurse Kim. Bobby Costa, Nurse Kim. And if Kirk said it on something else, he said the 2 Australians. There's 3 different people that have thought of Australian now. That annoys me.
Well, I think you're like the. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jackson.
No, you go. Go.
I was just saying, I think you're the only Brit that I know of in the world, unless I'm just completely blind to somebody that could be that's from the UK that I don't know about. But To my knowledge, you're the only one.
Do you know what there was? There was a geezer who called in for a while as Griffin Lock and Key.
Mm.
Yeah.
He was an English guy. He's a Northern English guy. But I don't know who he is. I don't know like where he went. It's just like some English guy that called in like maybe half a dozen times when Clever was doing Theatre Near Me.
Yeah. Okay. I remember the call.
Yeah. I don't know who he is though. Fuck knows. But yeah, apart from him, there's
find
no
him.
one.
We'll
Yeah,
reach
if you're
out.
listening to this, Griffin Lock and Key, man, who are you?
What kind of accent was that?
It was like a Northern English, so like Burnley or somewhere, or like Manchester, somewhere around there.
Shout out.
Why? Why we shouting out
Why what?
Manchester?
Oh, I got my city hat on right now.
Yeah, we need to
Ah.
talk about this.
Big
So-
dub yesterday, baby. Big dub.
Do you want to explain yourself? Why do you support Man City?
So I actually kind of just got lucky, just the way that my age shook out and the way that the buyout worked out for City. And I graduated in 2011. So in 2010, I was a junior in high school, and that was when FIFA, the Ultimate Team, like I think it was the second year it had been out, but that was like the year it like popped off. Like any money I could get my hands on from working at like my dad's shop, because that's what I did then, I would just go and buy coins to buy Ultimate Team packs. And some of the very first guys, because you start with all bums, like it's all schmucks. And some of the first guys I got was Nasri, who was obviously had just been bought by City, and Eden Deshku. So I started using the two of them. I'm scoring goals left and right. I'm like, all right, I love these guys. They both play for City. Then I get David Silva. I'm sorry. I get David Silva, the magician. And the next thing I know, I got 3 City guys. And I'm like, oh, man, like this team must be pretty good. So then I stopped playing with them online. Next thing I know, I'm watching their games. And now now it's been 11, 12 years. I don't miss a match.
Oh, fair enough. All right, I'll give you that one then.
When they win that title, you know, when Aguero scores that goal.
Against Leicester, that was the Leicester goal.
When those 2 games happening at once.
2020. Yeah, so the last week everybody plays at the same time, and it was the last game of the season against Leicester, and it was Aguero scored in like the 93rd minute, because I got the jersey that's got 93s all over it. I think that was 2019, I want to say, because Leicester's crazy run out of nowhere was 2017, I want to say. Tim, you obviously know what I'm talking about.
2016.
Was that 2016?
It was the same year as the Cubs one and the Cavs one.
Okay. So yeah, I would say if I had to guess, that was 2019, or maybe 2018 or 2019. But anyway, I'm fucking. Oh, sorry. What is it?
Wasn't it? Was it QPR? I thought it was QPR. So I thought Joey Barton tried to fight. Oh yeah. Google it for a second. Yeah, I remember Joey Barton trying to have a fight at the end of the game, and like then he got sent off, and then he was still trying to fight people as he was being sent off the pitch.
Fuck yeah. Fuck.
Did Leicester have a new owner yet?
I don't think so.
No, the old one died, didn't he? The helicopter cross. Helicopter cross.
Leaving the
Helicopter cross.
stadium.
Yeah, that was grim. I don't know if it might be his son. I think his son might have taken over now, possibly.
At Leicester?
I think so.
They picked up a big win today.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I'm praying Postecoglou stays as manager. Praying.
Oh, there we go. You have some common ground there. I hate the fucking Spurs.
Yeah, cunts a lot of them.
Never would have thought.
What did you say, Jackson?
How good's the Aussie head coach though, right?
He's a fucking joke. I love him. I want him to stay. All the time he's there, they're losing. So I'm very happy with it.
I thought he was doing a good job.
No, they're like on borderline relegation now.
Yeah, it's close.
They
Win
got like
today,
the worst record in the league. Yeah.
Let's see. Right now they are one game. Oh, they're one game off relegation. They got one more point than Wolves and Ipswich.
That'd be absolutely brilliant if they would be relegated. I'd be so happy.
So if you're well, not if you're Portuguese, but why don't you go for the Wolves team?
It's funny you say that. That was the mini Portugal team for a while. So yeah, my love started with Portuguese football. I'm a Sporting fan. My family's from Lisbon, and then it just extended because the English Premier League is such a better product than any other version of football in the entire world. Like I love watching Sporting play, but it's just a different game. Guys that dive and rolling all over the ground and all that shit. But yeah, that Wolves team for a while, they were loaded with Portuguese players. It was very cool to watch. Now I think they pretty much just have Semedo and Vitinha. I think that's pretty much it now. Actually, no, and Sars in goal.
Was that the head coach or something? Why?
The head coach was I can't think of his name, but he was Portuguese.
Figo.
No.
Wasn't Marco Silva, was it?
No.
The Fulham manager. I can't remember either now.
It was Rui Costa.
There you go.
Ah, yes. There, yeah.
Wait, really?
No, Vito Pereira. Was it Vito Pereira?
Oh.
Is it not Rui Costa?
Yeah, Vito Pereira.
Those are the only two Portuguese I can think of. Who else is Portuguese?
I was half reading, half listening to Jackson. I just assumed he said it right. And then the second I read it, I was like, nope, backtrack, redact.
Both the game earlier, they just finished the Fulham Man United game. Both had Portuguese managers. Almiron and Silva. The game that just finished, Fulham versus Man United. Yeah, both Portuguese managers.
Yeah.
Which brings you
Sporting
us my question.
left.
Yes. Why are there so many Portuguese in Fall River? What's going on?
Oh man, I think we've been here for a
Massachusetts.
long time. Oh, it's definitely where I am. Like Southeast Coast is where it's most heavily dominated. But we just got here early and we really haven't left. Deep roots.
When is early?
Let's see, like early 19, pretty much before the First World War.
Okay.
Portuguese have been coming here for a long time. This is one of the first islands that like lower class people after they got through Staten Island would come here. Not Staten Island, fucking Ellis Island. Staten Island. I love the idea of people coming through Staten. You guys know what Staten Island is?
Isn't that like the Liberty?
That's the Jersey Shore kids.
Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's where the Jersey Shore kids are from. Is all over that.
Oh.
So yeah, no,
Isn't it
Ellis Island is
Rico
what I
Bosco?
meant.
That's where Rico Bosco's from, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And you love
I thought
you
it
love
was wealthy.
cheese.
Isn't it wealthy?
It can be. I haven't spent too much time there, but yeah, I think it's kind of a mix. But I think there is definitely some higher end.
And
What were you saying?
wasn't it a massive tip, like a dump?
What, Staten or Fall River?
Yeah. What? No, sorry, not Fall River. Staten Island, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a trashy
massive
place.
trash thing.
Yeah, it's a trashy
It
place.
was it was like shit all over it.
Especially after shit like the Jersey Shore happened. Everybody, everyone that's watching MTV wants to go check out fucking the Jersey Shore now. So you just get trashier and trashier people.
Well, Coleman, obviously. It's Skinny Coleman.
Chicks still do love that show.
Oh yeah, that shit was still
Yeah.
popping till I think they're still doing stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Because they're still doing that. Tim, they're doing that Geordie show. Have you been there?
Oh,
Have I been there? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean to Newcastle?
Yeah.
Yes, once, like years ago. Like
I love Jody Shore.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm a big trash TV guy, bro. Like big time trash TV. So I got my hands on that a few years ago. Actually, I think it was during COVID. Actually, now that I think about it, because I remember I found it and I fucking ran through it, bro. Like 5 or 6 seasons, real fast.
Is this because of the misses, or you're just interested in it?
Oh no, I've always loved trash TV. I always used to watch The Real World when I was growing up. Real World, Road Rules, MTV's The Challenge, all that shit. Then Jersey Shore was big. Jersey Shore was when I was in high school, so that was fucking huge.
Okay. I always like the ones that turned out to be fake, like Operation Repo.
yeah.
You ever watch that shit? I love that shit.
A lot of those are fucking like that. The big one that I found out about was you guys ever hear the Pawn Stars show? Yeah. That one's like as fake gets. They literally like fly people out there just to have a conversation with them.
Do you ever watch?
What was
there you go.
I was say, what's the one where they buy the shipping containers that are unopened, but they're actually?
Oh, that's a good one.
I can't remember what it's called, but that was
Storage
one where
Wars.
That's it.
That's a good one.
But then it came out that they actually knew exactly what was going to be in every single container, and they checked it all beforehand.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know, I used to do that for work.
What?
You did?
Yeah, I used to run a storage facility, and we'd when people didn't pay their bills after a couple of months, we'd auction their shit off. It's a true story.
Find anything cool?
Because they're always often they're obviously delinquents. So it's often like hoarders that just put away their whole house worth of shit. They pay it for a couple of years or whatever, and then they realize it's not worth anything, so they just stop paying. And so there's always like 90s porno and shit. Like if it was like a 50-year-old dude, there was always like DVDs. Old dude, there'd be magazines. Every single time you went in, you found porn. Every fucking time. I think the craziest one was when I went through, because you would have to crack open the unit. Like sometimes they're only 2 by 3 meters. You did the math on that one. And then sometimes they were like a car garage. But we'd have to go through the entire thing and catalog every fucking item there was. And obviously being curious, I would go through, people look down on me or whatever, but I would go through like family photos and shit. I found it really interesting.
For sure. No doubt.
Yeah, I got really curious. And then I found a bunch of these postcards of this one guy. Like, he's clearly a rich guy, And I found all these postcards. And, this story, as the story went, I kept reading through them. I was like, oh, he's like, this guy's having an affair in his family. Because I found marriage stuff. I found kids' photos. And then I found these, like, letters that were, like, to M from D. So I was like, all right, this is, like, a clear little secret going on. And then eventually as the letters come on, it's all, I can't wait to see you again. We're totally infatuated, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, by the last postcode, it was, like, to Michael from David.
Yeah. Oh, plot twist.
Yeah, that was fascinating. Like I got a postcard. I got my coworker. I was like, oh my god, you have to read this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was the fucking best. So yeah, that was that one. But yeah, it was a cunt. It was a cunt to go through all the shit. It took like fucking 2 days to catalog everyone's stuff. So yeah, I used to just, as much as I could, let people just have extensions on paying their bills. But we used to get cool stuff like when I worked in a rich area, I had someone moving out, and they're like, "Oh, I've got this spare guitar if you want it," because I'm not going to use it. So I got myself a fucking pretty brand new Epiphone guitar. I got some books. I used to take books because people would just want to throw shit out. They didn't want it anymore. So like, yeah, you can go through this fucking thing of books if you want them. That was cool.
So would you have carte blanche to just take whatever you want from it before you?
I wasn't allowed to.
Oh, okay, right. So you were just nicking shit.
Yeah, like we'd have like people would find a way to live in the containers, and so eventually, it was always like drug addicts and stuff. So we'd find like a dude who like would find a way to like be able to lock it from the inside, and then eventually enough customers like would have complaints that something sus was going on, and the police would come in and raid it, and there's just crack pipes everywhere and bongs and fucking this and that. So we'd auction those off.
You get to keep the drugs.
Yeah. Nah.
Hell yeah.
Nah, the police, because the police come through and they like raid everything, but there is like little baggies and shit everywhere. So that's where I got my Anthony Kiedis book from that guy's storage unit.
So he was doing crack and reading. What's the name of the book?
Scar Tissue.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a good book, but when I read that when I was like 20 or whatever, I was like, this is so enthralling and engaging, and he's such a great storyteller. Now I'm like, he was just lying, I feel like there's a lot of truth in there, but God, there's a lot of hyperbole.
What's the No, my brain feels full. Oh, fuck me. The Metallica. What's the Metallica book?
There's the movie.
Motley Crue.
Monster.
No, Motley Crue. That's a really, really good book. Hold on, let me Google.
So they did a Crew movie on Netflix that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of
I think it was literally called Crew. I'm pretty sure.
The Dirt. That's what the book's called.
The Dirt. I'm gonna write all this stuff down.
Yeah, fucking. I don't know how they're all still alive. It's absolutely nuts. If 5% of what they say they did, they actually did, they should be dead. Tell me he's an absolute lunatic. Speaking of your old job, Stratton.
Yeah.
Which one? What?
Oh. No, don't worry.
So.
Sure, you do.
So Jackson's had a kind of an odd career path over his life. He used to work for the police. He was what were you, a forensic scientist for the police or something?
No, I was the bass player.
Very good, very good.
No, I just run up police checks. So if you like applied to be a nurse or whatever, you'd have to give over all your IDs and stuff, and I'd run up your criminal history.
Imagine that. Jackson is the person that's in charge of checking whether people should be legally allowed to do stuff.
It's Australia, man. It's a wild land out there.
Yeah, Northwest.
Yeah, we just don't let anyone in.
We just
However,
can't relate.
However, resurfaced an old video that of Jackson's early career, which I'm going to show you now.
Okay. What is it? What's all in this? What's the oil? Is it oil or something?
Nah, just water.
Did he tell you about it?
Yeah.
How old are you, Jackson?
15 or 16 maybe. I don't know. Working a night shift, and
In where?
yeah. What do you want me to say? I took a tumble.
Well, yeah. Where was it? What was the restaurant or whatever? Was it fast food?
That was
place?
McDonald's. McDonald's.
Ah, right.
Yeah, I was stocking up the medium and large cups.
So you got a bit of like this history of like falling over. Like, obviously, you had your famous sex injury. I don't know if you heard about this, Cinema.
No, that wasn't a sex
It's,
injury.
It was a sex injury. You
No,
were
it
in your
wasn't.
socks, shagging
No,
your
I
new
was-
bed, and there was obviously spunk and lube all over the floor or whatever it was. And you slipped over and done your knee in, didn't you?
No, I was walking across the lounge room with Taco Bell, and I slipped.
Well, weren't you just wearing your socks? Like you were naked, but apart from your socks.
No, we just literally it was. This is what you do, obviously, on a second date. You go get Taco Bell. This is, and yeah, and I took the shoes off, and I was walking to the kitchen, and I slipped on the floor. I don't get what's funny.
I know. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
And my knees.
You know exactly.
It's funny because my knees are so fucked now that like they just go back in. So like if I did this 5 years ago, I would have had to take an ambulance, but instead it just went back in again.
Oh, that's grim. So you just pop your knee back. Oh, that's grim.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just funny because I'm just rolling around the floor, being like, ah! It's like Peter Griffin when he lands on his knee, and she's just cackling. She's like, ah, what have you done now? Huh? I'm like, nah, I'm in serious pain. I need help. Please.
And you last time we spoke to you, Jackson, you were on your way to meet her parents, right, or a family?
Oh, we've not spoken since then.
No. So again,
Wow.
a little bit of a recap. Jackson, yeah, for the first time, was going to meet this new birds family in, was it Adelaide
Yes.
or something?
Big day.
Halfway between Melbourne and Adelaide, so in the middle of nowhere. So it's a country town. There's like no houses around basically. There's kangaroos everywhere. I nearly hit a kangaroo on the drive there. So that was fun.
Jesus.
That's fucking wild.
What, you don't have stuff like that? You don't just drive like across like Maine or whatever, and you have like shit pulling out.
Yeah.
Did you have like
squirrel.
deer?
Yeah,
okay.
no, there's definitely a lot of deer. No, you're right about that. A lot of deer.
It's not. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not fucking Providence. But no, yeah, a kangaroo pulled out, nearly hit that one. Otherwise, uneventful. Really, like it was just nice. It was just nice. We took the dogs there. Yeah, we had a nice time. Got along really well with their family because they're like country bumpkins that are a bit more not as progressive as Mr. Tim Smith up here. So
Did you say they were like kind of really like mad bogan, like hillbilly? Like
I don't remember
right-wing
saying
racist?
any of that. Yeah,
You
I might have
did?
said the last bit. Yeah. I liked her. Well, I liked her old man because he was very much in the like me, whatever. He was like saying slurs around her just to irk her. And I really liked that. It made me laugh a lot.
So you didn't make a tit yourself then?
I didn't make a what? A dick of
You didn't make a
myself?
tit.
God,
yeah,
no.
a dick, yeah.
No. We had a great time. Yeah, we got along real well. I think so. Haven't got the invite back yet, but
disappointing. How do you get on with your in-laws, cinema?
Yeah, they're chill. Kind of like they're kind of hippies, so makes it easy.
Are they?
Yeah, a bit. Like they definitely like to smoke, which I mean, obviously I smoke constantly, so that helps too. But...
What, smoke like cigarettes or like wacky?
Weed.
Oh, okay.
Wacky.
The devil's lettuce. I've heard about that.
Yep. Right. Yeah.
Is it legal? Is it legal where you are?
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's still not legal here, and it doesn't feel close.
Yeah, we're still. I think there's only like maybe 20 states that have legalized it. The majority, I think, still haven't yet. But Mass has been it for a few years now. 5, actually, maybe even more. Like somewhere in the teens, late teens, 16, 17, something like that.
And you, I'm sorry, I've completely changed the topic. You just mentioned P-Town, right?
Jackson did, yeah.
Is
Well, you mentioned Providence, but P-Town's down the Cape. I knew it.
Is that different? Are they different places?
Providence Town.
Providence.
What's the gay mecca? Which one's the gay mecca?
That's P-Town. P-Town's down by the. It's down in the Cape, down by the water. It's a nice little town.
Okay. Which one? So, because Quinlan's banging on about it when he was on Mike of the Minifans with you.
Yeah. So, well, obviously, everybody from this region is going to make. If you're gay, you're going to make your way to P-Town. Even a lot of straight people are. Because P-Town's a good time. It's definitely it's a good vibe. But Quinlan's from Providence.
Okay, right.
And he defends it all the time. Yeah. They're different places. He's from Providence. He defends it all the time. I live, so I'm like maybe 15 minutes away tops from Providence. It's right down the street from me, and it's a place that's gone downhill rapidly in my lifetime.
Really, because of Quinlan.
Quinlan's type.
Yeah, him and his lot. He's having a rough time at the moment, Quinlan, because I don't know if you've seen on Twitter today. Brandon from Connecticut is now, he's basically like a more muscly, more gay version of Quinlan, and Quinlan's like right up in his feelings. He's not happy about it.
That's the Brando show guy, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. I've only heard him talk.
Dude.
Is he? Yes. I haven't heard much of him. Is he a wild one?
I like him. He's a lot. But
yeah. Doesn't he work at a Planet Fit? Is it a Planet Fitness he works at?
Yeah, but doesn't he come across as the guy that goes to Planet Fitness so he's got a shower?
I mean, you do say that like as you were recording from your car at 8 a.m.
I have a reason. It's very valid.
I'm not convinced he didn't sleep in your car last night.
Touche.
And he who was it? Someone said so. He went to Andy Mayo's comedy night the other night. Was it last? I think it was last Friday.
Yeah.
And someone on Twitter said they saw him. I think he had a like quite. I'm not joking about it, but like he had quite a serious drinking problem. So he quit booze because I don't know if he was in like a drink driving. He was caught drink driving, got a DUI or something. And he's got one of those breathalyzers on his car, so he can't start his car without breathing into the breathalyzer. And then someone on Twitter was like, I've just seen Brandon from Connecticut blowing into his breathalyzer to start his car. Mad.
I'll believe that. Have you seen him do it? He did it on he's done it on a stream before.
Has he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, no.
I haven't either.
I should have pulled that up.
This entire world is filled with people that either drink too much or drank too much and had to quit drinking altogether.
And now they're fat.
Yeah, you're fat, alcoholic, former. Oh, I suppose you're not former alcoholic. You're always an alcoholic. Well, you're practicing, no longer practicing.
Clemmer was trying to say that he was done drinking for a while on Friday with Mike and the Minifans.
Oh, mate.
Clemmer, A, I don't believe you, and B, no one likes a quitter.
Sure.
I was laughing when he was doing that old spiel about, I'm just going to. I've told all my friends that I'm not going to drink, but I still want them to invite me out. And I think you said to Cinema, like, when you come to the Coney, like, just was it you said like order 2 drinks? No, I'll just have your drink. Yeah.
I said. So he was like, "Oh, I'll have a Coke," and then I was the one. I was like, "Someone's gonna run a give and go with me, and I'll drug his fucking drink. I'll fucking roofie Clemmer myself."
He had a decent show in the Michael and the fans. I'm a big Clemmer hater, so he was all right.
Yeah, no, I had a good time on. I always like doing Mike and the Minifans whenever I like can. I have the time and stuff to do stuff. But that was a good crew. Like sometimes I don't want to I'm not gonna point at anybody out specifically, but there have been times where I'm like, oh yeah, all right, like who we got tonight, and then I hear the crew and I'm like, fuck, I wish I hadn't agreed to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, this week was a good panel. I love Stevie Live the Tape. I love Mick, and from the little interaction I've had with Clemmer, it's all been good. So.
Who's doing the booking for Mike and the Minifans?
Mick is, as far as I know.
It is. Okay.
Yeah. I was like kind of like what I just said about like agreeing to do Mike and the Minifans sometimes and running into a crew that I'm like, shit. That's kind of why I wanted to do my new show where I can do once a month. It's like my own Mike and the Minifans, and I can pick the people that I have on and not have to worry about that dynamic of like, fuck, I really put my Friday night aside to talk to you guys.
Agree though that if you're going to be a new third chair, you have to go on Mike and the Minifans that week. I think that's essential.
I loved that idea that the producer show had as far as doing something on the network before going into studio. I think that's a really good idea.
What's the guy called DG or something? He had like some sort of initials.
Yeah.
He went on Fireside Chats, I think, but I've not heard anything since.
No, that's a good call. I think that Kirk mentioned it though on the show. He said that he thought he was fine. So I'm sure. I think he had to drive in though. I think he said he was from Pennsylvania. So that's a good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so that's a good little drive. And I think they said he was a teacher, I want to say. So he probably has to, worry about getting the day out of work and, the drive there and all that bullshit.
It's a good shout though. Like, although that Steve Show guy, Steve Show. Like he was all right.
I thought so.
He only took like an hour and a bit, but he was good.
Yeah. Jax, did you think you liked him too?
Yeah, I'm trying to think because my takeaway when it finished was like, he was good. But then I was like, I don't remember any of it. But then that's usually the good ones, Like that's how I'm trying to think of other ones that kind of start like that. Like maybe I don't know.
As soon as right out of the gate when he was the one that openly was like, oh yeah, my daughter's gay and was just like going like shoot, I was like, all right, like this guy's perfect. Like he's in on the joke, like he knows the world, like he clearly understood. And I was like, all right, yeah, I think this guy's good. Speaking of third chip, what did you guys think of Boston Joe? Did you guys hate Boston Joe?
Oh, the worst.
Was it? Yeah.
Is that
you like
the musician guy?
I thought Boston Joe was hysterical. I thought he was so funny. Not even like him himself, but the dynamic with him and Kirk. There was like 2 or 3 times where like the Big Cat, can I ask Big Cat a question? And Kirk was just like, no. Like to me, that was fantastic. That's so funny to me. Yeah. There was another time where Kirk, they were having like a conversation about whatever, and he tried to like chime in about Me Too, and Kirk was like, "It's not your show," and he was like, "Oh, it's not enough about me," which is Kirk's old podcast from before. And I was like, "That was good. That was good."
Well, I didn't pick up on that. I liked when he come up with a couple of puns and he tickled Mike a little bit. That's my favorite. I like pun guys that tickle Mike.
Big pun guy too.
That's why I like. Will. Was his name Will? The Pulse of the Green dude.
Yes.
What's his name? Yeah.
It's Will.
Will.
Yeah, Will.
He's in like the producer search.
Yeah.
That's why I like that
guy. Then?
Oh yeah.
You're right. He was. He had a lot of puns. He was rolling out the puns.
Yeah, he's the best. I thought he's so funny. He's one guy where I'm like, just pretend to be in the show so you have a chance.
I honestly I forgot about that guy until that's one of those names that until you brought it, I would never have thought about him again.
Think about it too much.
I think you're right though. Like, even if someone's an idiot or they're shit, like if they're that enthusiastic like Boston Joe was, like that's when it's funny for me. Like you say, like just Kirk's just like shutting him down, shitting on him. But I'd much rather have someone who's gonna go in there and like have a lot of self-confidence, however misplaced that self-confidence is. Like if they go in there just like fuck it, I'm gonna have a good time. That's what makes it insane, rather than the people that just sit there and like fucking monosyllabic and say like 10 words the whole show. Like as much as the producers can try and claim Bish was some sort of needle mover. Like,
Bish is like the Mendoza line, like if you're worse than Bish, you're in real trouble.
You're fucked. Yeah. I've got a very important question, right? I've been meaning to ask this for quite a few episodes. I don't know if I've asked you, Jackson, but I'm definitely going to see what your view is, Cinema. Do you think Mike really learned how to fence?
I hope to God so. It's funny you asked that. I haven't thought about that in a long time either, but that was something that I was hanging my hat on for a grip mentally as well. I used to think about driving in my car when those conversations are happening. I was like, I would love to see, like, I want to see Blind Mike fence. Oh, that would have been fucking great.
Well,
fencing students practice their advance, lunge, and parry. But this isn't an ordinary fencing class. These students are either legally blind or visually impaired.
Sorry. I've been doing some research this afternoon into blind fencing, right? And what I probably should have done is I probably should just listen back to the episodes where he first came back, and there was one in the middle of his hiatus where I can't remember who it was. Like, I want to say Tim McCann, just because it's the easy answer, but I don't think it was him. Like, someone called into the show and said they went to the two blind schools in the area.
It was Tim, wasn't it?
Was it Tim?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, that does make sense. Like if there's going to be anyone, it's going to be Tim McCann that does that.
That would make sense, but I can't remember it either.
I'm sure, again, I should just listen back to them. But I'm sure Kirk was like, yeah, you probably don't need to be like spying in and seeing whether he's actually wrong. Just leave the poor guy alone. But there's two schools, right? Two blind schools in Massachusetts. There's the Perkins School for the Blind, the Carroll Center for the Blind.
It was the Perkins one, wasn't it?
Was it Perkins?
I think so, yeah.
It's a massive institute.
Do you know it?
Yeah, yeah.
Really? Oh,
yeah. It's a massive school.
Yeah, he goes there. He's like those pharmacies that are connected to hospitals. You know, like when he gets blind guys come out, he gets their eyes fixed. He gets the glasses right out there. Well, he works at the glasses shop.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. I didn't get that connection at all. My brain's fucking not working.
He's like one of those pharmacies like sells perks to the hospitals.
Shit. I've inadvertently asked like the best person in the whole universe about this. Cinema, you should know about blind people, right?
I mean, not really. If you're blind, you're not coming to me. I can't help you if you're blind.
Yeah, they're really fucked. So yeah, I was doing a bit of research. There's no record of a Michael Geary attending Perkins, and I don't know if you remember, he actually did say, this is one that I did listen back to. He did say that he never went to the graduation.
Yes.
So I'm a bit sus about this. So I think this is going to be like a 3 or 4 month investigation that I'm going to launch. So I'm just sort of starting to get some pieces of evidence together, but I think I can prove Mike Geary. I don't think he ever learned how to fence, and I'm suspicious as to whether he even went to blind school during that time.
You reckon they could run it back, like a pay per view on the YouTube channel?
Have him go back?
Well, even just against put a bandana on a minifan. Have a fencing match.
Who do you reckon?
Rather than the basketball team, we can have like a tournament.
Gus blindfolded versus Blind Mike in a fencing matches would be one for the ages. I would pay for that pay per view. So good to you, Jack.
He's not allowed to fucking eat any edibles as well. Gus, he's gonna go in raw dog.
Oh, if he goes in, he's like an electric mouse. He's gonna be all over the place, like a little fucking jackrabbit. He's got a lot of energy, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we asked Ron the same thing last time, didn't we? Like, is that what he's like in real life? How he is on the show?
As far as like he's
batshit mental.
No, he's very, very energetic and he's very about Gus. That's very true. Okay. Gus likes to talk about Gus, which I talked about one time. I had to pick him up.
Fucking annoying.
Yeah. He lives, say, 45 minutes north of me. So I picked him up, and then I had to drive another 45 minutes north with him to where we were practicing. And like the entire 45 minutes, it was just Gus. Like it was Gus. It was Gus talking about. That was like the peak of him thinking he was going to go to Chicago too. So he was like really, really, really excited.
Yuck.
And he was just like, it was tough. It was one of those things where I like kept nudging the radio louder, like one notch at a time, like trying to get it to hint across, like, hey, I'm turning this louder for a reason, motherfucker. But Gus, he's a sweet, sweet kid, though. Gus is the man. Gus is wicked sweet. His wife's awesome, too. He's great.
Did you you ever go in the house? You did, didn't you?
I didn't go inside the house. I picked him up outside of his house. But I did see the car like leveled up, no tires on it still. So that point was accurate.
So it wasn't even worn tire. It was like the cliche like on bricks or whatever.
Yeah, basically.
Jesus.
There you go.
I have an important question. You have met Timothy Fax in real life.
Oh. Yeah.
So
I love Fax. I want that on record.
Can you explain to the viewers or listeners what an afternoon with Fax is like? Because he's like, this guy's got a lot of stick recently. I think he's had a lot of bad publicity. He's got a lot of undeserved shit.
Yes. So I did one of the times I did Mike and the Minifans was with Fax. It was the first time I'd ever talked to him, knew who he was or anything at all. And he seemed very down to earth, which I liked. Like he was able to laugh and like I feel like the conversation was pretty natural. Then I found out he was military, and that made sense because my best friend is military, and I've met 50 of his friends now at this point. I always have. They're very good at banter, you know, like you guys. They're easy to like fuck around, and they can laugh at themselves and laugh at whatever. So I asked Fax to do a couple of episodes with me. He did. We had a great time. So I said, hey, if you're ever up in the area, like, you know, let me know. And sure enough, he came up to do that episode when Menners booked him. And I was like, hey, I'll come out. I went and picked him up. We did lunch. It was a good time. But he's just a chill kid. He's just, and like I said, he's down to earth. Like he's a normal dude, and he's not just talking about himself the whole time. And he's able to hold the conversation. I like Fax a lot. Fax is a good kid.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go, people. There's the sell job for Fax. So I'll tell you why I'm disappointed in him. So what is he, like 25?
He's 25. Yeah, pretty sure he's 25.
So he's gone off to Boston. He's got like 3 or 4 days away, I think, from like the missus and kids. I was trying to encourage him. Like we got like a little chat with him in Jackson, saying, "Go up there, do some shagging. Like you're 25, like get your knob wet. Go out in the town." He wasn't having any of it.
I mean, he is married. He's got a family. I think like when it comes to that stuff, I think there is a little bit of that military. Like, I think he is a little bit stiff sometimes. I don't think he's
not Southern boy.
Yeah, he definitely is a little bit stiff sometimes.
Okay. Well, next time he comes up, if you could try and get him to do some like just shag some tarts,
strip clubs,
that would be appreciated. Yeah, I think like I worry for him a little bit. He's very young. He's very settled down. He needs to experience a bit of life.
Need some pingers.
Yeah, life lessons from Tim. Go out and shag some tarts.
No, I do hear what you're saying, though, because you figure, you go from school and then he went to the military. He's been in the military for a while, and now he's already married coming out of it. So I do get the life experience and kind of going out there and, letting it fly.
Exactly. So we actually have a... Sorry, Jackson.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say it could be like one of those Amish or whatever, Like maybe he will never come back.
One thing I'll say about Fax that I thought was wild. So he was up here not just to do the show, but there was the they did the viewing the night before for the finale of the Aaron Hernandez show, and whatever else it was. So he went to that, and when I was talking to him, because he was staying nearby of Watertown, like where the show was, and the theater that they did it at was like a good, like maybe 15-minute drive, something along those lines. And he had went to them before. And I was like, oh yeah, like, what did you do? Like you Ubered? And he was like, no, actually, he's like, they have these rent-a-bikes like over here. Like it's a little pay center and you can rent a bike. I'm like, bro, you rode a bike? I was like, are you fucking crazy? He's like, yeah, it only took me. He's like, I thought it'd be easy. And then he was like a half an hour in. I was like, yeah, no shit. I was like, that's got to be an hour, easily an hour bike ride. I was like, I know you're probably in pretty decent shape and shit, but I was like, fuck that. That sounds awful. And then he biked like an hour back to the thing afterwards. I was like, yo, good for you, Fax. So that maybe that's points for some people out there.
Is that like wearing his jeans and boots and shit?
Typical military kid too. When I saw him, he had his backpack on and he was like, yeah, this is everything I got. It's like a laptop, like, you know, one pair of pants, 2 shirts. That's it. That's all he had.
That was the show where Kane was absolutely shit-faced, wasn't it?
Oh yes, at the theater. Yeah. I wasn't there, but that's what I heard. I heard about it in the morning. I think like on Twitter before the show even went live, that Kane was getting after it that night.
Yeah, he got big old bollocking from Kirk the day after. I believe it was the day after, or maybe the one after that. Are you a Kane guy, Cinema? Are you a hater?
Loves him.
So I've already kind of put this out there. Kane going onto the network and having like shows that are halfway decent, I think was the worst thing in the world for Kane, because I used to like Kane and I thought he was like a good dude. And then he started doing these shows and they're like halfway decent. And now I just feel like he's a total asshat. He like most of the time is trying to act like Sneakers, but the thing is he's not Sneakers. Sneakers is only Sneakers can do what Sneakers does. He's 1 in a billion. And all these little schmucks kind of people like, especially now, Kane's trying to be that guy. And it's just like, bro, I just shut up. You just sound dumb all the time. There's been 2 times recently. I stuffed him in the locker once after the Menace comments that I put out there, because he was trying to come back at me about views. And I was like, dumbass. I didn't bring it up. Menners brought it up. The only reason why I'm saying it is because your butt buddy was the one that called it out. And then he said, it was when Kirk announced the new the new trivia team. And I just said strong. Yes. All I said was strong team. That was it. Nothing else. 2 words, strong team. And he was like, I don't know why you have to like fake it. Like him and Clemmer's redundant and all that. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But I was like, Robbie Fox also fits all the needs that Kirk doesn't really fit. So I was like, it's pretty strong right there. And he goes, they won't even finish top 8. I'll bet that. And I go, okay, like bet accepted, like waiting for them like to come back. And he just didn't say anything. And I was just like, okay, so that was bullshit. And you thought I wasn't going to fucking call you on it.
He just needs to laugh every once in a while. He doesn't have much humor.
I will say he's gotten better in studio, I think. Because I think like the first couple, like what you just said, the first couple times in studio, he was so stiff. He had like no sense of humor at all. I do think he's loosened up in studio. So I will say that for him. That's good.
He got very angry recently. I think it was last week when his show was referred to as like Kane's Crazy Corner. And then what was it he went on? He went on, it was, I don't know, one of his mini shows or like something with men or something, saying, because in fact, Kirk mentioned at the main show, he said, you can talk about like my kids, you can talk about like my family, you can like threaten them, but don't ever call me like a Nazi or a white supremacist. It's just that he's an odd man, and I'm fascinated by him. Just a funny little kind of a pudding of a man.
Age. I don't know what his age is.
I'm fascinated by him is a great sentence.
It's just what an odd man.
Cinnamon, did you watch his hour and a half of him cooking and never actually finishing the dish?
Oh, when I did see that, I was actually impressed. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that first bit, I was like, didn't expect this from Kane. He said that on the show that he was making his girl dinner. Was that for Christmas? Right?
That was a Christmas gift. Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, oh man, he's gonna make her some fucking cheeseburgers on the fucking stove. I was like, this poor lady. But then I saw him dicing up in that video. I was like, oh shit, all right. Like Kane throws down a little bit.
Okay, so you think that's a justified Christmas present?
No, that I wouldn't agree with. But I was more so just talking specifically about my thoughts about his abilities in the kitchen.
Right.
So he's super.
Yeah, no, that's a wicked weak Christmas gift. What is it, Tim?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I said that to him, but he wasn't very happy. He got very defensive.
That you criticized that it was a gift.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't like, it's not a Christmas gift. Like that's just a nice thing to do for your missus, right? Like cook her a nice meal, especially if like you know what you're doing and you're like a very competent chef. You're like what? Very good.
You know when that's great for is like the week after for New Year's. That's a great move. Going out on New Year's here.
Valentine's Day coming up.
That's what I was gonna say. It's perfect Valentine's Day. Turn the lights off. Put some candles on. Great. I think you said it was like 4 courses or something.
Yeah, scallops, like rack of lamb, like creme brulee, something else.
And he didn't even get her a card, so that's another big issue. Didn't like that.
I agree with that as well, Jax.
But yeah,
He's
there's
struggling.
little
He's
chef
the
jacket.
biggest cane guy out there.
Hey, you're gonna make dinner? maybe a card and some flowers. Card, flowers, some chocolate, and a made dinner. Now we're starting to make a
There
little
you
progress.
go.
I don't know. It's hard. It's like being a hairdresser and then getting cutting your wife's hair for fucking Christmas.
Yeah, imagine if you got you missing some glasses.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. Happy Christmas, love.
Yeah, touche. Good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
So I'm just we keep getting told off because we never keep it to an hour, right? And we always get moaned at by minutes. Fucking twat.
So I'm good for another like 35, 40. I just have to cook dinner at some point, but I'm good for a bit.
Oh,
What's for dinner?
Portuguese steaks. So it's basically like a real thin steak. It's gonna be like a like a wine sauce, like a red wine kind of sauce, and then it'll come with a fried egg and some red peppers on top.
Oof. Does everything have to be Portuguese, or is it, you know what I mean? Like if you brought a Spanish dish and it's like the missus cracking it.
No, by no means. We cook everything all the time. We actually went to eat this week, and it was a Portuguese place that we were at, and she was like, "Should I get a steak?" And she's like, "You've been saying you've been wanting to make them," because I love making them myself. I think I do a great job. Not to tap myself on the back. I was like, "No, you know what?" I was like, "Get something different," and I was like, "I'll make them on Sunday," and sure enough, that's what we're rolling with. So I fucking love it.
Is she also like a movie gal as well? Like, do you...
Yeah, no, for sure. She's definitely a big fan of movies and TV. She's definitely, like, before me, she was definitely more of like kind of watching the same things that she liked. Whereas now, like, say, like the Oscar season's coming. So I've been watching as many Oscar movies and shit like that as I can. So I've been making her watch things that she normally would never watch. But a lot of them she's enjoyed, and then a lot of them she's been like, okay, that sucks. But I was like, that's the same thing with me all the time. Like every movie I watch, I'm not gonna fucking like, you know.
Tim?
Speaking of which,
yeah, exactly.
Well, this is a good segue.
I was waiting for you. Yeah.
Good segue. So what we're gonna do today, or tonight, whatever the fuck this is going out, we're gonna draft.
Oh, let's go.
Our top 3 movie soundtracks. So, I reckon if we just go, how do they do it? Do you do it like a snake? What's the deal? What's the best way to do it? Your experience.
That's the way I always do it in my movie drafts. Is so 1 to 3, and then 3 will pick again, and go that way.
Who wants to start then?
Yo, guys, a show.
You're the guest, Cinema. You can start us off.
All right, so I'm born in '93, so early 2000s was when I'm like very cognitive. I'm going to middle school and shit like that. So the punk rock era was my era, which is like, Justin's a huge Blink-182 guy. Blink-182 is literally my favorite band. Huge movie franchise at that point was American Pie. American Pie 2. American Pie 2 is, I would say, the best soundtrack. I mean, for me, you got Blink-182, Sum 41, The Offspring, Weezer, Green Day, Alien Ant Farm, Newfound Glory, Three Doors Down. Michelle Branch was banging. You got Mrs. Robinson from the Lemonheads. And it's not one of those things that the soundtrack's good. It enhances the movie. That's the biggest thing for me with these. All of my picks I'm probably going to take is necessarily like, might not even be like the best soundtracks, but it's going to be movies where the soundtrack elevates the movie.
I completely fucking forgotten about that.
Yeah, Blink-182 was also in the first American Pie.
Yes,
and I think
that's the big scene is the first one when he's like running when Shannon Elizabeth's changing in his room.
Yes, and the Mutt plays.
Yes, it is Mutt. Yes, good call. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I'm a big Blink-182 guy as well.
Oh, are you? No shit.
Oh yeah.
How old are you, Jackson?
Born in '92.
Oh, all right. So you're a year older than me. I was born in '93.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that's perfect.
Actually, what about you too, Tim? When are you? How old are you?
77.
I'm not quite that old. No, what am I? 38. So I'm like 6 years older than you two.
Okay.
So I think like American Pie 1 was when I was maybe. Fuck me. What was that? Like,
I think that was like 2000.
It was 01, yeah. Oh, 2000 was it?
2002.
So American Pie 2 was 2001. So what would that be? I don't know. I'm guessing like maybe 3 years.
I think it actually might be 99.
American Pie 99.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So I would have been yeah.
And then
kind of 13.
2001 is part 2.
Yeah. So I'd have been So I'd have been 13 and 15. So yeah,
And Tim,
I was like in peak, like loving that sort of music.
do you know? I think the cast is all different, but it's like American Pie, like maybe 4 or something. That the Libertines have a song in.
Really?
Yeah. Time for Heroes. It's in like 3 or 4 or 5 or something. I don't know. One of the ones with a random cast, except for Eugene Levy. He's the only one that stuck
I
around.
don't know if I've seen that. I think the last one I saw was the reunion one, whatever it was.
I did
7.
see that one. That one's good.
Is that 7? No.
No, this is
American Wedding is 3, and I think Reunion was 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh.
But they've done like 2 billion spin-off movies too.
Yeah.
There's like fucking The Naked Mile. There's Beta House. There's a shit ton of spin-offs.
Never heard
that
of
are
any
all
of
like,
those.
yeah, they're known like the original cast isn't in it. They're just made by the same people. Actually, you know what's funny? You just said Eugene Levy. Occasionally, even in those shitty ones where nobody else is in, Eugene Levy has popped in randomly for like one scene and like 2 of the shitty ones. It's funny you say that.
I like him. He's very good.
Production. Has he got like rights or something to it? Like, does he get paid something if he just turns up for a scene?
Maybe. It could be.
Likes the crew. I feel like it's one of those. He's just a good dude. You know
as well.
Speaking of, because I don't have many movies that I've seen, but one favorite of mine that stars him is, have you seen Best in Show?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds wicked familiar. It's
fuck me.
It's a dog show.
Yeah,
I remember the movie, but I haven't seen it. I do
you
know
watch
of the
it.
movie,
It's
but I haven't
really,
seen
really
it.
funny. I think 2000 it came out.
2000.
What's the guy's name? I could just Google that, I suppose. But it's all
Yeah.
like their kind of Spinal Tap, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's a mockumentary.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the list.
What the misses? It's very funny. But
Christopher Guest. That's it.
I don't know that person by name. I don't know. I can't picture the face.
He was Spinal Tap director. Waiting for Duffman. For Your Consideration. I don't know if you've seen that. If you haven't, that's really, really good.
That rings a bell.
That does, yeah.
But that's
it's very similar. It's set in like the world of obviously like award nominations. So you get For Your Consideration, and you get sentenced to Sabrina. Very good film.
All right, who's next?
You, Jackson. You're up.
Me. Well, I've got the issue where I can't pull up the actual soundtrack while I'm talking about it, so that's an issue.
I'll Google it if you shout it. I'll Google it.
All right, I'm actually going to say this because you're British, Tim, and I want to take it off you. And I feel like it might be on your list. But the Train Spotting soundtrack.
Train Spotting.
Was that on your list?
It was not, but was it on yours, Tim? It was.
Yeah. I
thought that's the reason why I went with that one first. Who's on that one? That's got it's got all those like early 90s Brit pop Pulp. I think Pulp's on there. Tim, help me out, please.
I'll say I'm trying to find myself too.
It doesn't have Manic Street Preachers. Iggy Pop.
It's got Left Field.
I see David
biggest
Bowie.
one.
Oh yes.
But yeah, David Bowie's in there. Primal Scream.
It's not so
big one.
Primal Scream.
Born Slippy.
It's not so much
Underworld,
like
Born Slippy.
that the songs that you like. It's just a vibe. The whole soundtrack's just a real vibe. You might be able to help me out more, Tim, with your analysis.
Yeah, it's very like 90s dance music, like very much of that like scene. But like
this is a difficult,
like what the original D&B producers. Like,
this is a difficult list for me to come up with because I didn't remember anything. I was racking my brain for a long time.
Yeah, like, I got a list of things to recommend for you. I didn't think you'd seen much, so I was surprised when we were doing this.
No, I haven't. Yeah, well, this is I wouldn't have come up with this. I mean, I was like, oh, you know what movie has good songs like Role Models? That's the list I was going on.
Oh yeah, that's basically all the things I have are all movies like that.
Like that's the reason why I learned to play Love Gun on the guitar, because that scene where he shows the little kid is like, yeah, they're like Jews that wear face paint. That's how they got pussy. Sorry, here you go.
Clip that. So I'm gonna go with Baby Driver.
Oh, I
That's the first
fucking
one.
love this movie.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh, I love this movie.
It's an incredible film, really, really, really good.
Yep.
By
Baby
director called
Driver.
Edgar Wright, an English guy, and it's like a getaway kind of heist film with Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey, but the whole film, like the music is all of the sound effects and everything, like the sounds of like the guns being shot and like the cars starting is all set to the music, so it's all timed so that everything like kind of weaves perfectly. And the kid who's the driver, like the getaway driver, has tinnitus or tinnitus, whatever you can say it. So he's always listening to music in his iPod, and like it's an incredible soundtrack, like so many like banging songs. But like for me, it's like the actual movie itself and like the way it works together with it. It's just it's brilliant, and it's also a brilliant film.
Yeah, I've seen it. So every time I've watched it, I feel like I like it more and more every time, and I loved it right away. So it's like every time it's just a little bit better and a little bit better. It is a great soundtrack. It's an awesome movie, though. I fucking John Hamm's got a great role too, like kind of being the asshole. Yeah, and then anything John Bernthal, it's a great movie. Good pick too. The soundtrack's huge for that movie. It's massive.
What year?
2017.
Maybe, that's 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah,
2017.
Baby Driver.
Yeah, his like the main character's name is literally Baby, and he is the driver, like Tim said.
It's a fucking great film.
Yeah,
you'd enjoy it, Jackson. It's very, very easy to watch as well. Got loads of like kind of loads of funky, kind of old funk songs. Got like loads of classic rock in there.
Okay,
that's my pick.
All right.
I get another one.
Sir.
Yeah,
you get another one. Yep.
I'm gonna go with American Psycho.
Ooh.
I'm a big fan of like 80s. I'm a big fan of 80s pop music. Like
Huey and the News.
That era. Yeah, Huey Lewis and the News. It's got a load of it's got Genesis. It's got Sussudio, obviously by Phil Collins. That was an absolute banger in it. It's got a bit of David Bowie in there, a bit of New Order.
It's unbelievable how many movies include David Bowie. I feel like David Bowie is on every soundtrack for every movie ever made.
If he was still alive, he'd be absolutely raking in the royalties still. I'm sure his estate still is. Yeah, so that's my second one.
Great choice.
Yeah, it's great to listen to. It's back to you, Jackson.
It might be my favorite movie, but The Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski got a fantastic soundtrack as well. All the Creedence opens up with Bob Dylan's "Man and Me." I mean, that's all-time song. Kenny Rogers, I think his name is. Just dropped in. That's a shout out Jerry Callahan. That's a favorite of his.
Is it?
Yeah. You don't remember the clip of Jerry? To see what condition my condition was.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Good call.
I love that drop.
It's a good pick just for that drop.
That's just a great movie. That's an all-time fucking movie.
Incredible.
Great cast. What are their names? Buscemi. What is he? John Goodman.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie's loaded. That cast is fucking real deep.
Who's the guy that plays the Jesus?
Let's see. You got Jeff Bridges, John Goodman, Julianne Moore, Steve Buscemi.
Jeez.
The angry guy.
Julianne Moore, isn't it?
Peter Storman, who's from a bunch of shit. Tara Reid, Sam Elliott. Yeah, this
Tara
Philip
Reid,
Seymour Hoffman, R.I.P. in peace.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Great, yeah. Didn't I like
John
I think
Turturro?
John Turturro, that's who I was thinking of. I think it Adam Sandler guy. I think that movie bombed, didn't it? Like it became like a cult classic later, but I think it struggled.
I wouldn't be
97.
surprised the way it came out. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That seems like a cult classic.
Is that a Coen Brothers or something?
That is the
who
Coen
is that?
Brothers. That is
Let
the
me
Coen
finish.
Brothers.
What's the song at the end of it? Is it Viva Las Vegas? At the very end?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's in it. I quickly read the soundtrack a second ago. I've already forgotten some of the other names. There's Eagles.
Yes.
Fuck.
I always try and
Anyway.
watch that Eagles documentary that Kirk bangs on about, but I can't stream it or find it anywhere in like the UK.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, and I've
Like,
looked
it
for it
always
before.
Yeah, it's like two-parter.
Never go into them.
My
Yeah.
dad's a big fan of the Eagles. Big Eagles,
Right.
yeah.
I've gotten
Back to
into-
you.
Yeah, go, Sam. Yeah, on you.
I'll go with the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ah,
You guys wanted a bunch of classics. There you go. Hooked on a Feeling, Spirit in the Sky, Fooled Around and Fell in Love. You got the Pina Colada song, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. You got the Raspberries, the Jackson 5, David Bowie. Absolutely loaded soundtrack. And a movie that is so heavily built around music and soundtrack. You know what I mean? Very, very tied directly into basically everything. Even the main character's plot line is so heavily tied to it. The cassette
that the
came from his
Thanos movie?
mom. Whole thing. I'm sorry.
Is that the Thanos movie?
So the very, 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 very first time Thanos is shown is the end credit scene of Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
It's
Okay.
part of the so Jackson hasn't got a fucking clue about anything Marvel related. I think so.
Okay.
It's part of the Marvel world, but it's not like Thanos isn't like the main character. It's not like a plot line.
Oh,
It's,
just in the meme,
Chris-
you know, of his fist.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Thanos is right.
You make a good point as well about it. It's kind of, I guess, similar to Baby Driver in that, like you say, Star-Lord has the cassette player.
The
Like
cassette player. Right. Which everything
it's
that
central to everything.
yeah, his mom's death, like she's the one that gives him the cassette, is directly tied to everything that he basically does for the rest of the thing. So, and all like actually, you know, now I should say it, both of my picks, American Pie and Guardians, those trilogies as a whole, the soundtracks. I mean, American Pie 1, 2, and 3, amazing soundtracks. Guardians 1, 2, and 3, amazing soundtracks.
That's a good point. Like with your pick, you could kind of scoop up if you were to keep it generic, like any of the soundtracks from any of those trilogies.
Yeah, and a lot of, especially the American Pie, because so Guardians, he gets like new tapes that move through like the time period, so he constantly has new music. But American Pie, all three of those are kind of the same bands. It's like the same thing. It's like that punk rock, like punk pop, 2000s shit over and over. It's all the same bands: Blink-182, Sum 41, The Offspring, Green Day. Good Charlotte.
Yeah,
what's
So
good choice. Very good choice.
he's saying in Guardians of the Galaxy they're like traveling through the 70s and 80s.
right? Yeah. So the first tape that he gets is from the 80s. I want to say the original tape that he gets. So the main character, he gets a tape right at the beginning of the movie. He's from Earth, but he very quickly, like I think like 12 years old, gets brought to space. So the only thing that he has to tie him to Earth is this cassette tape that has a bunch of 80s tracks on it. But then the second one, he finds a way to get 90 songs. And then the third one, he has the Zune, which was the biggest fuck up in the history of media. And that's got like all like early 2000s to like mid 2000s songs on it.
Okay.
You'd like
Guardians
it,
is great.
Just check it out.
I'd
Yeah,
like
even-
it, do you think?
Wicked fun.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean,
the film's impossible. Not
do you
to
think it's,
enjoy,
like,
but
worth,
even just the soundtrack.
Okay. Impossible not to enjoy. I don't know. I've never got into like fantasy, you know? Like I'm still considering like trying Star Wars. I watched
You
Lord
still
of the Rings.
watch
I didn't like Lord of the Rings.
No,
You
it's
didn't
nothing
like Lord of the Rings, damn. That shit's all filmed where you are too. You ever been to any of those like filming locations or
Not
anything
quite.
like that?
New Zealand?
No.
No, I haven't been New Zealand.
New Zealand? They got bomb snowboarding, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a lot of snow there. I've never been to the snow. I've never seen
Love
snow.
that. You've never seen snow?
No, I've never.
I'm about to take my camera outside.
Yeah, go. No, I've never. No, I've like seen it on a screen, but I've never like gone up to it. And been like, wow, it's snow.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is it,
Like,
I like
have
it when you tell people this, Jackson, and people are just astounded every time.
don't
So
know.
bear in mind, Cinema, for how ridiculous this is, I've been to Australia and seen snow, and Jackson still hasn't seen snow.
That's
This is
hysterical.
Tim's
You've
bit
been
where
to
he-
Australia.
Yeah, this is Tim's bit where he gloats about all the countries around the world he's been to and how rich he is.
That's not true at all. You're an idiot.
Not rich enough
Anyway,
for a fucking camera.
It's your third pick, Cinema.
Oh man, there's so many things that I could take that are. Oh man, So I'm just gonna keep fucking around. Basically, I'm a huge Elvis guy, so I'm gonna go with Lilo and Stitch. Completely
What?
loaded. That's right, Lilo and Stitch. Nice little children's animated movie, one of my favorite animated movies of all time, and it is built from head to toe with Elvis. The main character is addicted to Elvis. We got Stuck on You, Heartbreak Hotel, Suspicious Minds, Devil in Disguise, Hound Dog, all of the greats. And then you got Burning Love by Winona, too, which is a nice fucking song. Just mixed in, throw in there. Then you get all the island music that's going. You fucking feeling rhythmic. It's great.
You say Burning Love. By who?
It's Winona, right? Yeah, Winona.
Who's Winona?
Burning Love. It's great. Very catchy.
What's your favorite Elvis song?
Man, my dad's a huge Elvis guy, so I've been living to him my whole life. I would probably have to go with Suspicious Minds. Mostly just because of that very, very end segment. The go all the way down to the complete silence, just to build it back up, it smacks every time for me. Every time.
Your voice kind of sounds like you could do an Elvis impression.
Mate, my dad fucking loves. He did a Halloween party a few years ago. He dressed up as Elvis. He spent the entire fucking night singing from a karaoke machine. We have a cool little shed with a little fire pit inside of it. He was just burning wood and singing Elvis the entire fucking night, living it up.
I was not expecting you to say Lilo and Stitch. I think he had.
We'll say if they don't get picked, I'll mention a few other ones, little honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a bit like? Isn't that a bit like old for you? Like,
Elvis?
Like as in. No.
Oh, Lilo and Stitch?
Maybe young. Sorry. Yeah, like wouldn't you have been like 15 when that came out?
No. I don't think so. I think I was before that. Let's see. Let's go. Lilo.
There's some like Justin going on here. You know?
So Lilo and Stitch was 2002. I was born in 93, so I was about 9, roughly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you go to the cinemas to watch kids' movies?
I mean, I do sometimes, like I have before. Usually I'm with like somebody. I did see there was the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that came out like 2 years ago, I want to say. And it had already been in theaters for fucking like weeks and weeks and weeks. And I don't work Wednesdays. I was like, all right, Wednesday showing at like 11:55. I was like,
no kids there.
Nobody there. And I walk in, there's no one. Yeah. So, dude, mind you, it's my day off. It's 12 o'clock. In my mind, I'm like, there's nobody going to be there. So I got like 3 nips of fucking Captain Morgan in my pocket to pour into my Coke. I got my weed pen. I'm ready to go. I walk in there. There's nobody there. I'm like, all right, if there's nobody there, I always sit in the handicap seat. I'm all by myself. I kick my legs up. I got tons of free space. Next thing you know, there's like 8 kids that come in with like their older brother, it looked like. And they're the only other ones that sit down in front of me. And I'm just like,
damn.
This is
cock away.
Yeah. You know that one kid that was with all of his like siblings or whatever was definitely like, yo, this kid's weird though. He's sitting in the back of this theater in the handicap seat all by himself, watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at 11:55 on a Wednesday.
Yeah, maybe he's special. He's a special boy.
On that mental image, Jackson, what's your third and final choice?
Third and final. I've got a couple here. There's a couple of obvious ones. I don't know if I got to go to the obvious one. You know, all right. I was going to say a one from 1994, but I won't. I'm going to go with Eminem's 8 Mile. How good a soundtrack was that?
Oh, what a pick.
I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, that's a good pick.
I mean, I don't know if you count the freestyles as a part of the soundtrack. I do.
Sure, why not?
Clarence.
Either way, it's all Eminem and fucking a little bit of all that sprinkled in. It's a good pick. I wouldn't have expected you to make that pick.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know much about fucking Australia. Like I don't know.
I'm big Detroit
Eminem's
guy,
big over there.
Yeah, fucking Eminem's crazy over here.
All right.
It's probably like that over there. Like when you go to like really bad areas, there's always like the dude playing Eminem out of his phone really loudly on the train, like rapping along to it. You guys have that, don't you, over there?
That's where I work. Yeah, it's far up.
Yeah, you got crackheads on the train. They don't have enough money for headphones, so they just smash Eminem out of their phone. Yeah, so it's like it's like a dirty pleasure. Like I don't listen to Eminem really out loud. You know, it's like not that bogan.
It's a good film. Like it's a music film at heart, isn't it? Like it's like the music is part of the film. It's
Oh,
not
yeah,
just
that's
like
a pretty good movie. Pretty good
Right.
Wild
first, like,
scene with Brittany Murphy.
That,
Wild.
okay, that's what I was about to say. It was
she
like
did.
it was like the first
She
sex
died,
scene where I
yeah.
was like, this is insane. Did she die off like perks or some shit? Wasn't it like a?
I think it was drugs. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. But that was. I remember that was.
She licks the hand.
That was the. Oh my god! Stop it. But I remember exactly where I was when I watched that movie because I remember we had, my mum always worked through the school holidays, and that was I watched that movie during the school holidays, and I remember going to like school holiday, care, like a daycare thing for primary school kids, because I think that came out when, I think it was 2002, right? I've got that right, or was it 2004? It's something like that. I was still in primary school.
2002. No, you were right. Don't doubt yourself.
Elementary. So I was like 10 years old, and I had to tell everyone. And I exaggerated the hell out of it. I was like, yeah, you saw pussy and dick. And the hottest thing ever. Oh, you guys got to see this, man. Mom let me watch it.
Again.
Was it also the same with you? Did you have all the Eminem CD? And your mum was like, you can say all the just don't say the bad words. I don't care if you rap along, just don't say the bad words. Kind
of. I hadn't. So my sister's 9 years older than me, and my brother's 11. So I kind of had free reign to basically do whatever I wanted.
Oh no! You just walking around the house as a 10-year-old saying the N-word.
Basically.
No.
I think Marshall Mathers. I think Marshall Mathers was the first CD I bought that had explicit lyrics or whatever, like that little symbol on it. That like said warning, like explicit like lyrics of this. And I had to have like a conversation with my mum where she was like, "Is this appropriate for you to be listening to?" Like, yeah. And then he's talking about like killing his missus, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I probably shouldn't listen to this out loud.
Tim, before you make your last pick, give me 1 second. I'll be back like just 1 minute.
Yeah, go for it.
Righto. I remember that reminds me of I was playing. I think it was that CD, the Marshall Mathers LP. I think we're referring to the same song. I was on MySpace or whatever, back in the day, and I was playing that album, and then the song Kim comes on.
Yes.
Is that the song you're referring to?
So I meant Kim, Haley's daughter, isn't it? I was getting confused.
Yes. Yeah. But the actual song on that album called Kim, he like describes how he like puts her in a boot and drives her. Oh no, that's anyway. He like. Oh no, that's right. He like plays her voice as well, and like he's like, "Please don't stab me," and it's all about just killing her. And he goes like, "Die," and that's played out of my laptop as I'm like messaging friends. And my mom got furious. It's like, don't ever listen to that shit out here again.
Whilst you were trying to chirp girls on MSN Messenger or whatever it was.
There's probably no doubt about that.
Were you MSN Messenger? Was that?
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Yeah. You're more AOL, right?
I started. I think AOL was probably when I was like 11 or 12 or whatever. Just like chatting to birds on it. That probably weren't even birds. They're probably like 45-year-old men. But like asking their age, sex, and location.
It was a crazy like time because you would just get like it was just someone's email address and you added their email address to this app thing, and you would just you could just message them immediately. So like, I don't know, like you'd have a friend of a friend who's like, "Oh, I'm talking to this hot girl," and everyone would be like, "Oh, what's her email address?" And everyone would just add her and start talking to her. Do you not do that?
I don't know if we like shared them around. I think we like tried to keep them to ourselves.
Yeah, but there was like 4 or 5 of you that would like all message the same girl,
Sorry, boys.
Not too inappropriately.
Jackson was just describing him messaging 12-year-old girls.
Oh, him, us. Wait, what did you just say?
You were messaging 12-year-old girls.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Listen back. Rewind that. No, I wasn't on MSN Messenger when I was 12. That's crazy.
So you saying 12 and you were how old?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were like 25.
Yeah, right. In there.
clip that.
That's how he found his girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why he won't bring her on screen, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. It's incriminating. Yeah. That is
right.
interesting though. If I say she's 6 foot, that kind of throws a spanner.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's true.
what? She's 6 foot tall?
Yes,
Holy shit! How tall are you?
6'3".
Wow, you guys are gonna have some Amazon children, huh?
Yeah, so I keep saying. I
Holy
said we're from birth, we're putting a basketball in their hands.
Yeah, fucking A.
Yeah, we'll just hope for the growth spurt. Yeah,
Is she taller than you when she wears heels?
she hasn't worn heels.
Oh, okay.
So
You don't know.
no, thank you. Banned.
Yeah,
No.
So the average heel though would probably level him out. I'd imagine if he's 3 inches taller.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
2
I just
inches
got
plus some hair.
First.
My third pick.
Oh yeah,
I'm torn between two.
this is the last pick, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm going to go with Drive. Yeah, the Ryan Gosling film.
Another great movie.
I don't know it.
Brilliant. Of course you don't. Absolutely brilliant movie. It's like the soundtrack's like proper like 80s like kind of synth wave, like really kind of stabby electro, like
I'm gonna
euphoric
Google this.
music. It fits perfectly with the film. Like, I can tell you like the names of the songs, but it wouldn't really mean anything to you, I don't think. But there's a really good song called "A Real Hero" in it. That's like an absolute banger. The whole soundtrack's brilliant. Under My Spell, or Under Your Spell, sorry, is in there.
2011.
It works similar
Yeah.
to the Baby Driver. It's very like part of the movie.
Exactly, yeah. And also, Getaway Driver, Stunt Driver.
Mm.
Yeah, in fact, there's a bit of a theme, isn't there, running through my my picks. I've picked 2 Getaway films. I love that.
Great getaway films, though.
Fun fact, just looking up the soundtrack, is the soundtrack was composed by the first drummer of the Chili Peppers.
Really?
Yeah, Cliff Martinez. He drummed on the first 2
Cliff
albums.
Martinez is. Oh, I didn't know that. I knew Cliff Martinez
Oh,
done like
shit.
5 songs on it. I didn't know he was the Chili Peppers.
Yeah, he was on their first 2 albums. Chili Peppers and Freaky Styley. There you go.
Yeah,
While
shit.
While we're on the topic of music, Jackson, how Vance Joy, your area? You a Vance Joy guy?
We're from the same city, yes.
Get the fuck
You
out
like-
of here, really?
Yeah. There's only 5 cities over here. Are you a big fan? Are you?
Massive. Yeah, I've seen him 3 times. I fucking love him.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know any of the songs. Riptide. Give me another one.
Saturday Sun's a big one.
Well,
That's
I
a
don't know
big
that one.
one for him. George is another one that was on the radio for a while. As far as radio songs, I would say those are the big 3. I don't think if you don't know those, I think you're going to be out of luck.
I'm in trouble. Do you like Australian music?
I mean, I like him. He doesn't really like sound Australian to me, but he's brought in, like I said, I've seen him 3 times, and he's brought in some other kids along with him from Australia, and I thought they were pretty good too. I want to say like John Botts, maybe, or something like that.
No idea. Tim's more likely to know.
No, I've never heard of either of them.
You don't know who
Never
Vance
heard of
Joy
Vance
is?
Joy.
No, I do. Vance
shit.
Joy.
Yeah, Jackson said right off the top, Riptide. You'd have it was such a big. It was in a bunch of commercials, so even if you just know like maybe the chorus, I wouldn't be surprised.
Baby, running down to the river.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Australia. He's one of my especially making music currently. He's one of my 3 or 4 favorite people.
You make music?
Me?
Yeah, is that what you said?
No.
Oh, you mean?
No. Oh, I'm
you
saying
mean
yeah,
artists
people that are
making
still
music
active
currently.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not a music guy at all, just a Pokemon guy.
I do love Pokemon. Yeah, I love everything, man. I'm a huge nerd. I love everything. You said you weren't a big fiction guy earlier. I'm the complete opposite. Like Kirk is. I'm sorry.
No. I do love Pokemon.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah. I'm just trying to think of my favorite. I'd say like Snorlax, but I used to get so frustrated when I get stuck there. You know when he blocks that path there?
Yeah.
And you've got to get the water.
Yeah.
You got to get the water bottle or whatever the fuck it is. So.
Look at you. That's the.
Oh, it's a whistle. You got to get a whistle. That's it. No, the water bottle's in silver version era. But you've got to
He's
get
got
you got to get the tree out of the way.
Yeah, what you were talking about was right though. After they play the flute to move him, he has to eat through all of the vines because the vines are still blocking the waterway.
Oh, yes.
So you were spot on. Yeah.
Yeah. No, right.
I've been watching so much Pokemon because my girl's little one. I've been getting her into it, so I've been watching so much fucking Pokemon.
We talking like Indigo League, or we talking?
So I'm in Indigo. I finished Indigo League. Now I'm on the Orange Islands.
You play the games?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love the games.
Right.
I haven't played the last new one I tried to play. I only played for like it was either Sword or Shield. I can't remember which one I got, but I played it for like an hour and a half, and I was like, this is not it. I was like, this is not what I remember playing when I was a kid. I was like, this is too new. I hate it.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think I ever got past like what is it? Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh yeah. Okay. I think those came out like somewhat recently too, right? It was the last few years, 3 or 4 years.
No, aren't they the old ones? No. What's the third gen? What's the one after?
I think that's Silver and Gold.
No, that's the second gen.
Sapphire is fucking very new.
What's that?
Pokemon Sapphire.
Because didn't they make didn't they redo it? Remember how they redid Gold and Silver? They redid Ruby and Sapphire. I think there's like an original version.
Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong.
Hey, don't question my Pokemon knowledge. You know, how dare you?
Yeah, fuck me. That's.
I mean, obviously the best is Eevee, right, Tim?
I haven't got a fucking clue what you two are on about.
Eevee's cute. You know, it evolves into many different types.
Yeah, Flareon, Valpyrion, and fucking Electron, some shit.
I was always about the cute Pokemon. Like I always start with Charmander. You know.
Yeah.
Is that what I see up there?
Always
That's the top
yeah,
shelf.
I get the
top shelf there.
big three: Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Pikachu up top. Got Charizard, Lapras, and Mew right here.
Ooh.
And you both got girlfriends. Mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim, you were definitely a little bit. You were already ahead of the game here on this one. 38 was. Yeah, so you're 7 years older than me. Yeah. So you missed the ball on that one.
There was no one. I don't know anyone that was my age that was. I don't know, caught up.
Yeah, what were you watching back in your day? Like Astro Boy?
The fuck's Astro Boy?
Isn't that like an 80s? I used to remember going into like a Blockbuster as a kid and seeing that as like damn, that's an old looking cartoon.
Bear in mind, I was like 3 in 1990. I wasn't growing up in the 80s.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not that much older. Honorable mentions. What have you got?
I had 2, I think. I had Almost Famous, which is a great one. The whole movie is built around music. That's what if we were doing like a real draft, that's probably what I would have taken instead of Lilo and Stitch. But Almost Famous is loaded.
You had to get
with
quirky on us.
Yeah, I had to get Kirky. You get the Who, Black Sabbath, Jethro Tull, Rod Stewart, the Peach Boys, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Fleetwood Mac, Elton John, Led Zeppelin. Almost Famous. It's also a fantastic movie.
I don't even know what that movie is. Hang on, let me write it down. Almost Famous.
Oh yeah, Almost Famous is a great watch for anybody. Like
Heather Graham, and it's incredible.
Yeah, boy,
Oh,
girl, old, young. Almost Famous is a great movie for pretty much anybody.
Very, very good film.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much the only one I got. The Girl Next Door's got a really good soundtrack as well. I do love that movie. It's got like Under Pressure, Bubba O'Reilly. Yeah, The Girl Next Door is another. It's one of my favorite comedies.
Is that
The Girl Next Door?
The bird from?
It's Emile Hirsch.
And what's the girl's name in it?
Oh my God.
It's not Alicia Cuthbert, is it?
There you go. There it is. Elisha Cuthbert. Yep. She's a porn star. Yep.
Yeah. Fucking smoke show.
That was like prime her too. That's like one of those situations with like Margot Robbie and like Wolf of Wall Street. Like she was as hot as you can be in that movie.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all-time movie.
If you want another, that's a good one to add to the list. The Girl Next Door is very, very funny movie.
I just wrote it down.
You're a pervert. You'd like it.
That's true.
I had Pulp Fiction. Bit of a chalk pick.
Good one.
Yeah, that was a mine as well.
Bangers on it. Jungle Boogie. It's got Let's Stay Together. Son of a Preacher Man. obviously.
I like the scene with Steve Buscemi playing Buddy Holly. Like the music in that whole scene's great. I can't remember the song. It's all surfy, you know. It's all.
Yeah, the whole soundtrack's incredible. I also had Friday Night Lights on there. I was almost chose that for my third pick. The whole soundtrack is done by a band that I've mentioned to you before, Jackson. Explosions in the Sky.
Oh yes,
they're like a really, really good post rock band, and like they.
And who else is a big fan of them?
I don't know who.
Didn't you say some Minifan reached out to you? Was it like, oh, it was Don the Jeweler, right? He's a big fan of that band that no one's heard of.
Might be.
Yeah,
he likes the XX. Don Jeweler likes the XX.
The XX is fantastic. Yeah, okay. All right,
brilliant soundtrack. They also wrote the soundtrack for a film called Lone Survivor.
Good movie.
Which is a really good film. Yeah, I think it's like one of those films that it sort of came out, and I saw like just Mark Wahlberg dressed up in his like army shit, and I thought this is going to be cheesy and rubbish. It was actually a really good film.
I hate Mark Wahlberg normally as well. That was one of the times I was like, all right, this was a good movie.
Yeah, very, very good soundtrack. I also had the Matrix.
The other guys.
All the other guys.
That is a good film. Very good film.
That's probably my favorite Mark Wahlberg movie.
That's the best.
Is that his best? Is that his best film? Yeah, it's got to be his best film, right?
For me, it probably is.
What about you? Didn't like the Padded?
That might be Mark Wahlberg's best role, even though he's only in the movie for maybe 20 minutes. That might be his best role.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is really good in The Departed. It's a good call, Jackson. He is very, very good in that movie. He's not a huge role in it, but he's very good in that role.
I'm a big movie guy.
Yeah. My last shout out is The Matrix. So that was a bit similar to. It was like maybe just after like that American Pie era, when I think I was like maybe 13 or 14 and listening to like a bit of like grunge and new metal music. And Matrix had Marilyn Manson, Rock is Dead, had Rob Zombie, Deftones, The Prodigy, and it was just.
I never would have thought of The Matrix. It's a good call.
Really, really good soundtrack on it. That was my. Have I got any others? Oh, Back to the Future, because I love Back to the Future.
One of my favorite movies of all time. One of my top 10 favorite movies.
On my list. Really?
Yeah.
Love Back to the Future.
Well, here's a question, Cinema. Rank them in order of like the three films.
I would just go in order 1, 2, 3. I've never 3 has never done it for me, and then 2, the Almanac's great. I like 2. It's definitely like the first one's so much better. You can combine 2 and 3, and it's still not even close to 1.
Yeah.
I always got thrown that the I think her name's Mary Steinberg, the wife of the doc, or the lover of the doc.
Yeah.
Like she kind of looks old in that, right? Like that's kind of the idea. And then she's the mum in Step Brothers as well. Like that woman seems like she didn't age.
Yeah, she is one of those actors that just hasn't changed in appearances.
Yeah,
true story. Just watched Step Brothers last night when I was going to sleep.
That's a
great film. It's a very good film.
That's a good soundtrack, actually. I didn't write that
down.
It's
not a bad soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah. Starts off with Vampire Weekend. Good opener. He's making the nachos.
So either you are a movie guy in secret, or you have like a great memory. You got like an elephant's brain, fucking.
My memory's okay, yes, but I've also seen like I've got a few movies that I've seen a lot of times.
It's easy to remember when you've only seen 12 films ever.
Yeah, like whenever I'd be on school holidays or I was sick or whatever, I had like 10 DVDs. So I just recycled through the same movies. Like I've seen like Let's Go to Prison like 20 times. You don't know Let's Go to the Prison? That's a fucking great movie. Dax Shepard, Will Arnett. I love that movie.
I'm looking at the poster for it. I don't even recognize it.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to, Tim.
Yeah, I don't think it did well, but it's a really funny movie. That's
I think Jason's right. I don't think it did well.
With that, I used to watch Daddy Daycare a lot. I've seen Daddy Daycare.
Rock? Is that the Rock?
No, that's Eddie Murphy.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, there's somebody else in that too with him, isn't there? Isn't there another character that's pretty? It's Eddie Murphy. I thought there was somebody else. Maybe not.
Oh yeah, the guy from Curb, the fat guy from Curb Enthusiasm. What's
Jeff
his name?
Garlin. That's what I was thinking of.
Jeff
Garlin. Steve's
Jeff
on
Garlin,
too.
Yeah. Wait, which one's he? Is he the blonde dude with the glasses?
That's Steve Zahn.
I don't know.
Jeff Garlin's a fat guy.
I don't know. Yeah.
I haven't thought about Daddy Daycare in 20 years.
Daddy Daycare is so fucking funny. Watch that now. That's a very funny movie. And you've got the kids. You know, you got the daughter and whatever, the stepdaughter.
You got the little one.
Yeah, she'd love that. Anyway, yeah, that's. I guess a couple of just missed the list. We got Shrek. How good's the Shrek soundtrack?
Great one.
What's on that?
Got some Smash Mouth.
Yeah, I'm a believer. Yeah. I can't look it up right now. Well, you sound disappointed.
No, I'm looking at the soundtrack now. That was.
I can't remember. That's another one where like the first. I don't know how many movies there are, but multiple have great soundtracks.
Got. I'm a believer. That's the big one. Smash Mouth. That song's written by Neil Diamond.
Really?
Yeah. At least that's what I see on Wiki.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm a believer. Performed by Smash Mouth. Written by Neil Diamond.
I'm gonna pull that up in a second.
It's also got Rupert Holmes' Escape, Pina Colada song.
Oh yeah, of course.
One of my favorite all-time songs.
That's the mirror scene.
Also in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it is.
Great movie.
An absolute banger, that tune.
I've seen.
Boys, obviously you guys can go as long as you want. I have to wrap up soon. So do we want to do Jackson shows?
My shows?
I brought a bunch of picks for you. I heard you don't watch much TV. I heard you and your bird need. I heard you and your bird need picks.
Yeah,
it's true. We've been watching below. Speaking of crazy, we've been watching Below Deck, which seems like very up your alley.
Oh, I have seen that one. That one's good. I do like that one.
Yeah,
that's
a good show.
I like that one. Yeah, that one's good. I've only seen I think I've only seen the first season. I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't know what I've watched, but there's a bit of like flirting. There's a bit of like crew flirting with each other, but it's very there's like a dictator of a woman who runs it, and there's I don't know. It's dude, Tim, just get into it, all right? It's very good.
I've seen loads of it.
No, you haven't watched shit. All right, so what's on your list?
Well, I have a couple. Like, what do you guys look? Are you looking for funny things? Are you guys looking for more serious shit? What do you prefer to watch? Like, are you you sit down? Are you trying to laugh? Are you trying to like pay attention to something?
I like laughing.
All right. So I'll say right away, I think Shameless is a great one for couples. I feel like that's a great one that everybody can laugh at, especially if you have a raunchy comedy side. And then if you're a little bit more, I'm sorry,
is that American Shameless or English Shameless?
The American Shameless. I've only seen the first few episodes of the British Shameless, and I thought it was not good.
I haven't. See, I've not seen the American one. I bet.
Did you watch the whole British one?
I probably watched like maybe two or three series. Like it was a long time ago. Then it got really shit. But I think it's one of those things where there's a lot of British references that
for sure
just like fly over the head of anyone that isn't like
a cigarette
aware of it. Yeah.
Shameless is really good. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying the American one's worth watching. Then
is what?
The American one's worth watching.
Yeah, I would say so. It there's a lot of. I think there's like 8 seasons in total, and it definitely, because all the characters are constantly changing. There are like 2 seasons towards the end. I think it's like 5 and 6 that are very like crappy. The good thing is though, is the show's not one that you have to watch every episode. Like if you wanted to, you could watch the first 4 seasons, skip 5 and 6, and then watch the last 2 and not miss a beat and just watch the good stuff. You know what I mean? That's a good one I feel like for couples. And then, like I said, if you like a little bit more of a like cleaner comedy that's not so raunchy, Only Murders in the Building is really good. That's Steve Martin and Martin Short. Selena Gomez is in it too.
Wait, so is this old or new?
That one's still running. Shameless has ended. Only Murders in the Building just wrapped up their 3rd season. They're filming season 4. Right?
Never heard of that.
Okay.
It's got some big people in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't heard
cast.
those names in a while.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep's not until season 2, but she is like she's one of the big characters in season 2.
Cara Delevingne, Eva Longoria.
I like Cara Delevingne. I don't know about any of her work.
Yeah, so that's like a good comedy for, like I said, like basically, even if you're like the Shameless is very raunchy. Murders in the Building, you can watch with fucking whoever, your parents, your in-laws, your kids. That one's just like it's just funny. It's very.
So if you're trying to fire up the missus a little bit,
Yeah,
it's just before bedtime, you're getting tired. You want to fire up a little bit.
So there was one show I had. I don't know how big on action you guys are because I'm not very big, but I wanted to kind of get Tim because I imagine Tim would at least know of it. Gangs of London is fucking phenomenal. That's like a drama action show. I don't know if Tim, you've seen that one.
I've watched half an episode of it, and I wasn't paying attention, and I stopped myself from watching it because I do this with series where if I'm not paying attention and I continue watching it, then I just don't give it like the credit it should. So I stopped. I was like, I need to come back to this and watch it properly, and I just never have in like 3 years. But it's worth it.
Phenomenal show. Phenomenal. It is a drama. Like you're following a family breakdown. Like the head of the family gets knocked down, and his son, you don't know if he's old enough and smart enough to handle the reins because he's a bit of a firecracker. He's a bit of, like off the handle. But it's so you're dealing mostly with that drama dynamic, but then there are action scenes mixed in, and they are as good of action scenes as you'll watch on anything. Like big action movies, like the choreography of it is fucking phenomenal. There's one scene where the main character makes his way through a bar of probably 7 or 8, like whatever you want to call them, like henchmen, like thugs, and he does the whole thing with like I think it's like a pen, like a ballpoint pen from like the server. And it's fucking wildly violent and brutal, but like just unbelievable to watch.
So that's interesting. Because I think it's like a British production. In my head, one of the reasons why I maybe didn't go back to it was that I thought it was a bit low budget, but obviously that isn't the case.
I mean, there's not like a ton of explosions and stuff. I can't imagine that the only kid that I knew of is the youngest brother from Peaky Blinders, which I don't know if you watch.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like Joe Goldstein, something like that. He's the youngest brother in Peaky. He's the main character in this show, and I think he's really, really good. I liked him in Peaky too.
Okay.
Peaky Blinders is great.
Yeah, have you seen that, Jackson? Oh, he's gone.
Oh no, we lost him.
That might. Oh wait, hold on. Is he back again?
What happened there?
Ooh, I moved up a spot.
Am I cutting out?
Yeah. You something buzzed and then he disappeared. Yeah, you got all grainy. Well, I think anyway. I think that's probably. I think that's a sign. I think that's what have we done? 1 hour and 50. Oh, Mills is going to moan about this, isn't he? Fuck him, stupid twat. It's been great. Thanks for coming on, Cinema.
Dude, I love this. I'm more than happy to come back on. This is great banter. I could have this conversation all day.
Right, what I'll do, I'll put out the blind poll. We'll see who wins, and then I'll do it. Maybe I'll do that after this, and then we'll see who wins, and then we'll get it. I think it might go up tomorrow night.
I don't know. Is it?
Well,
I don't know. Yeah, we just drive to Joe, and then she sorts shit out. And then Mendes takes credit for it.
Yeah, no
exactly,
shit.
run out of thumb.
All right.
Thanks a lot, boys.
Appreciate
it.
Right. Enjoy your steak.
Yeah, thank you. Fuck the gooners.
Happy Australia Day, Jackson.
That's right. Happy holidays, baby.
Thank you.
All right, see you later, boys.
All right, see you.